Hey everyone, welcome to the second experiment of the Arctic Animal Science Kit by LEGO Education. This is set number 45203. It contains 1,134 pieces, retails for $99.99, and is provided by the LEGO Group for review. Thank you, LEGO. And yeah, looks like today we are going to be doing walruses. How do I know? Because I read ahead in the book. And this one here involves bags 4, 5, and 6. And, well, let's open this up here and take a look at what's inside. So my game plan today is just to do this, and today is the 17th of April 2026. So here we go. Walrus, isn't that cool? I'll try to show as best as I can here for the building guide. So this is more like build preview and all that stuff. And well, that's kind of pretty there. Continues on to the next page. And yeah, I think that's where it stopped. I thought there was more to it than that. Did I deprive you? No, I didn't. Okay, so essentially, we're going to be focusing on the build, solve, and invent. Okay, so I got all the bags here keyed up. We're only interested in bag 4 right now. And yeah, I had to take a breather from the Venusaur because, well, I was getting pretty addicted to that set, so I had to gotta do my vegetables now. So that's essentially what we're going to be doing today. We're going to be focusing on this so I can get this set going here. But before I can build, we're going to have to run through the disclaimer. This is just merely my notes, not to be construed as a professional product review, how-to, or tutorial. Because I may make mistakes, I may forget a part, I may forget to say something. So yeah, that's pretty much what it is. Now, in addition, these are just for fun. This is just a hobby of mine. I'm not doing this as a legitimate job. So please just note that this is, if I don't get something done on time, it's not like I'm going to be punished for it or anything. So I'm not going to lose pay over it. And in addition, the wording in these videos is mine and mine alone. It means my thoughts, opinions, suggestions are just mine. LEGO doesn't tell me to say anything except this is a paid promotional offer. So that is pretty much about it for the disclaimer. Okay, now we can get to the build. We're going to start with bag 4. So I'm just following the format I did the last time. This is a lot better than trying to more or less do this thing. And I'm going to say right now, the set is still not really keeping my interest. It's pretty much the same colors we've been messing with. And, yeah, I'd better do the Venusaur than this right now, but, well, this is here and I got to do it, so education sets are just not really my cup of tea. So, but at least I'm reviewing it so you do not have to. And yeah, at least this one's got a little bit more earthly colors. And we're going to get ready to build here. Who doesn't like building? Oh, we get another minifigure, or is she the same gal? Oh no, we do get another minifigure. I thought there was only just one. Well, okay, well, I don't mind having extra ones. Okay, let's see if we can find the torso here. I found the helmet. Oh, there, I got the torso in my hand. How silly of me. Yeah, that's how I am right now, but is that even the right head? Oh. It's like someone's in pain. That's how I feel when I do these educations. I'm like, oh. Like, do I have to do these? And I forgot to put the helmets on and stuff. Oh no, if you need something for your spacemen, there's your oxygen tanks and teal. So now you know where to get them from. Okay, we're looking for dark blue legs. There they are. Looks like she's got a scuba diver's thing here. But they showed a wig on her. Maybe the wig is later. Okay, well, let me find this here. Yeah, some of you could probably tell, like, okay, he was filming those, but when he does the educational set, he doesn't sound all that excited. No, I don't. It's like, I know what kind of build we're getting into, and they're just kind of more or less, But if you like these type of sets, hey, cool. You know, if they work for you, they work for you. Okay, I can't pick that up. Now I can. Let's see here. I gotta get this done before dinner so I can fix me something to eat. No, we're not done with her yet because we got to drag it out a little bit more by making accessories. And I need to find, she's got a pressure gauge and a tap. So I must be using this for the torch or flashlight. But Jay, if you don't like doing education sets, why do you have them? Who knows? Who knows? Oh, we got those dreaded eye tiles. Let me pull this in a little bit more for you here. And yeah, it's those are like the tiles I try to avoid. I have a whole bin of those. I don't even really use eye tiles, so I've been trying to pull them out. I'm trying to find the compass here. I can take a closer look at her. Yeah, so I'm going to follow the same format. I'm just going to build, solve, event, and then we're going to do the tour, and then I'll tack that onto the other video. I'm still processing a bunch of videos right now, but she does have a double-sided head. Okay, that kind of thing. Yeah, not too bad for her. Okay, it looks like we're starting with the baby walrus. I don't know. But that would be good for like a raft or something. Look at that. Well, maybe that would be the top. Okay. I didn't get to watch any animes yet. I'm sorry. Come on, guys, give me recommendations so I can find something else to watch throughout the hot summer months. I got to be careful because that anime stuff is so addicting. You'll watch things. Okay, I'll watch just one episode to see what the show's about. After 20 so minutes, it's like, wait, what? It's already over? I didn't get to see what happened. So you watch another few minutes or another episode, it's like, okay, well, it's getting a little bit better. Okay, I got to watch another one. I swear it's like a drug. It's addicting. Okay. Alright, so it looks like in this installment here we're just building brick animals. I mean, I'm going to be honest, like I said, this is more like an over-glorified city creator set. Just with an educational name slapped on it and say, look, it's educational now. I got to fix this eventually. You know, if somebody had asked, why don't I just skip doing these? I can't because they're here and I have to do them. You know, that would not be fair. So if Lego sends it and I accept it, I have to be a man about it and I have to do them. For those who don't like hear me complain, that's just how it is. That's just the way it is. Better not sing because either I'll death my audience or worse, I get a copyright strike for singing a song. And that's the little baby walrus there. Yeah, well, when I do the tour, I'll do the same thing, the experiment. Okay, so that takes care of that. Okay, just like with all these educational sets, we got to build a tower, and I could have used that color in this plate, but, well, I can't now. I still got to edit some tutorials. Wow, a dark blue Technic beam? That's very rare. You don't have a lot of parts up here, so it's probably going to be your bare bones build today. Bare bones, oh no! Yeah, I looked on the Hatsune Miku video just to kind of actually get those thumbs downs on that. Don't worry, folks. I'm not doing any other type of things, so no more April Fools. The April Fools was on me. It'll be all business. And yes, I've had people complain about me doing Christmas builds too. Now those, I'll let those slide because I just block them on those. Like, sometimes, I mean, I understand some people don't believe in Christmas. It's like, oh, I don't believe in Christmas. Why are you showing this? Well, because I believe in it and I want to show it and then move on. But you know how that goes sometimes. Okay. Oh, that's a nice part to have. Be good for like a vintage car or maybe some dirt or something. All right. Some seaweed. This is another part I don't really use a lot because I don't do a lot of type of these builds, but those bright green nose cones I don't have a lot of in that color. I have the dark green. Okay. I mean, so far it's looking pretty good, doesn't it? Yeah, it's just easier to build and do the experiments at one time. No, that's not Smurf. That's maybe those are snail shells. It's hard to say what those are. And no, I've never went scuba diving before. Never have. It just doesn't excite me. Where everybody's getting eaten up in the oceans now, I'm kind of scared to. Okay. What I'm going to do is kind of wiggle that into the first hole and just kind of swing it in. Okay. Yeah, with these new rules I have to follow. I was going to sneak Miko in here, but I'd get in trouble. I got to follow the rules. I can't do that. Okay, that just sits in there. Yeah, one thing bad about tower builds, these get taller and taller, and I really can't get the camera to zoom in all the way, or zoom out more or less, but this does something. Maybe it's to tune the radio stations in. We don't know. Okay, looks like we're building the mother walrus. Yeah, this is something you don't see very often, is regular bricks like this. You know, it's like a treat to see those. Oh, that's not the right part. That's the right part. That'd make a nice, good homemade canoe or something. A canoe. I gotta build me a canoe. Canoe. No, 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 no. Okay. Yeah, so what I'm going to do, and I'm going to propose, is to get this one done here. And if I have extra card space, I may be inclined to do another Pokemon build. I don't know what I'm going to do yet. I haven't figured it out. You know, or just start editing videos real quick, which I may just do. I mean, we're kind of breezing through this one here, which is not too bad. And sorry if my hands are in the way. But that, oh, we don't want to push that all the way in. Be careful with that. Okay. Yeah, my stomach's starting to growl, but I just want to get this one kind of done so I can at least say, okay, I've got half of the experiments done. That's why I'm kind of like, yeah, well, watch some more anime, I guess, while I'm doing videos. I was listening to music earlier, my 80s stuff, but yeah. I sit down, crack open some Voltron, and watch some Voltron, pretend like I'm back in the 80s again. I was watching, I'm telling my friends, I was like, dude, I was watching anime before I even know what it was. It was like Voltron was like, oh, that was just Saturday morning cartoons. I mean, it's cool, right? I think the word anime just sounds kind of just, you know, versus I'm watching cartoons. But anyways, yeah, I gotta find something else to watch. Alright, so it looks like we're building, these are mirrors. Yeah, looks like it's the rear flippers. Oh, I put that on the wrong part. Whoopsie, I bet somebody cussed me out on that one. Jay, I'm mad at you. You put that in the wrong spot. I'm sorry. Here's your block. Have a nice day. Whoopsie. Now, if it's constructive criticism, you know, it's always welcome. You know, if I make a mistake or I say something wrong, just be kind about it. Nothing will happen, you know. That's how we do it here. You know. There we go. Well, so I guess you could do that. But these are more or less like the bare bones sets. These are bare bones. I mean, we're talking bare bones. Versus building that Venusaur, that thing was built very heavy duty. Okay, I'm moving on to another section here. Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to film another set or just hold off. You know, we'll see what we have to do here. I still got to proof part 1 of the Venusaur build. And I got to get going on that. So, I mean, there's a lot of stuff that I need to get done here. So what I'm going to do is just be inclined to just get this one done here. Oh my goodness, excuse me. My goodness, I had to yawn. I couldn't hold that in. Maybe tonight I'll sleep very well. I'll have to... I tried to find the most boring anime to watch last night. What was I doing? I think the last 20 minutes or so I fell asleep there, but it's like, okay, it's an anime movie. What can go wrong, right? And yeah, that's how it is. Stuff's addicting. No. Next thing you know, everybody's going to call me Anime J, and they're going to be like, oh, you like that stuff. It's better than listening to somebody talk all day on TV or watching that reality stuff that's more or less just boring. I had to clean my shop vac today, so I have to wait for the hose to dry out before I can put it up. I got the filter and everything clean and just waiting for all the parts to dry out because I was vacuuming out the condensation thing. Well, that's not fun. There's nothing there. But the head goes on there. Okay. Like that. Okay. I mean, it looks like a walrus. I mean, not too bad, huh? And that's it. This is what we have remaining here for bag 4. Not too bad. I just got to find the container that had these parts in here. And then now we have to set it up on its perch, like a parrot. Okay, so it sits like this. Okay, let me kind of do that. That means I'll have to build out here a bit more. So I guess it's like a parrot, huh? With, I don't know, with his prosthetic arms. I don't know what those are for. And that's it. So, I mean, they even show them there. That just doesn't look too creative. It's like we just kind of forgot some. We got the baby one here that's got normal flippers. And that's it. That's all it is for the build. Okay, now we're going to be moving on to the solve, which is bag 5. The set has 15 bags, so after we get done with this, we're only a third done with all this, supposedly. And there we go. See, it's just kind of. So what are we supposed to do here? Oh no, are we going to have to design something? What is that? Oh, to hold the baby. Okay, on his perch. Okay, to hold her baby. So what I'm gathering is we got to make 2 arms to clamp it in like that. Okay, well, at least they gave us a start here, but we have all this stuff. Let's take a look and see what we have here. And yeah, let's see here. We got one big one and some small ones here. Oh, we got that. At least they gave us mirrors. So we got to make something that kind of clamps it. So if we take a look at this right here, you know, I mean like that. So how are we going to do that? It's not going to be possible. So they give us a little bit of everything here that we could use. So let's say you were to use something like that. Let's say you were to tack those in there. We're just tacking them in there. That looks kind of normal. But the arms are too short. So we're going to have to kind of play around with this one here a bit. And it gives us more joints too. So let's try to see if we can make this thing look kind of cool here. So let's see. You know, this wouldn't be too bad. I'd say let's make these for the shoulders. I'm going to start on the this one over here first. It'd be nice to put them like that. So let's take a look here. They don't give us a whole lot of useful plates in this, so I think the first thing I'm going to do, let's do them both mirrors. Okay. And the whole point about this is to kind of tinker around and solve the problem. Alright, so here we go. So I think we're going to shove these in here. I wish they had those more appropriate colors, but... And then we have some 1x1 plates. I'm going to fill the little holes in. And, oh wait a minute, you know, I just realized something. These are supposed to get installed onto there. Okay, so basically what I'd like to do is put these on like this, like right here. Not quite how I pictured it, but you get the idea. And now we have to put some joints. I mean, that looks fine the way it is, but we got to hold the baby because, oh, I'm dropping the poor little foe here. There we go. See, it's not going to work. So we have these extra ones here. So what I'm going to do is just prepare these now. Just shove them in here like this. Sorry if you can't see everything. Oh, that's not going to fit. Ooh, that means I'm going to have to extend it out a bit more, or I could put the joint here at the top. That would be better, like that. And then we could do the same thing here. I'm going to put the dark gray next, and then just kind of keep it more symmetric. And, well, you know me, I like to make things look a little more presentable. And there goes that knocking pipe again. I could do it like that. I'd say that's pretty good. Kind of creepy looking, but it's there. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to work on this one here first. Now this is obviously not going to be very strong. See, they give you different pieces to make different styles. You don't have to do what I'm doing here. They don't give us any more 1x2s. So, wish they gave us inverted ones of these, or at least a 1x3. Oh, they do. Perfect. And like I said, though, you may do this differently than me. That's quite all right. If you do it differently than me, that's cool, you know, because you see it differently than I would. Because this may fail. Okay, so basically now I think that's pretty good. So let's take the creepy arms here, and then we're going to put him right inside. Isn't that cool? But, well, build quality, we got to drop it down to a 9. We got pieces flaking off. There's not much holding that down in there. But it shows it straight up like this. So maybe there's a weight issue you have to worry about. Let me see, can I zoom out any more? So I'd say that's fine. Because if I put more weight on the top, it's really going to have issues. I'd say that's perfect. So the fangs can come out and attack it. Well, it shows the rotation. So I guess it's just meant to rotate it. So you can rock it to sleep. Or is it meant to make sure he doesn't fall out? See, I don't know. I'm just guessing here. I'm guessing. It's okay to guess at these things. But the builds are very bare bones. As you can see, it's very bare bones. Okay. So I think we did it right here, because that looks pretty darn close. I mean, this thing is just kind of screwy, but yeah, I mean, love it and tooth it to death with the teeth and poke its eyes out. Yeah. Oh yeah. And this is pretty much what we have here for the build. I will put this with the other ones, or the other parts that I have for this. I think it looks good the way it is. I don't want to spend all day on it, but yeah, it's not too bad for what we have there. Okay, now we're going to have to invent something here. So what are we inventing? What we're going to do is do something here. Okay, so basically we have to build some kind of a contraption here. What, to grab the baby or the poop? We have no clue yet. Here's bag 6, and I want to thank everyone on my main channel and Patreon for big contributors. It's always a big help. And in addition to that, I want to thank everyone for taking the time to check out my rubrical and my building guides and stuff. Downloading my building guides, always a big help. And lastly, if you like this style of build and you like the way I do this stuff, feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you don't, I'll understand, because I'm not for everybody. And yeah. So now we need to focus in on making this. I think he's supposed to stick straight up, but I could not get it to do that. So I'm thinking maybe I messed up here, but it's good enough for me. It's like I got to add more weight or something in the back. But that would be a lot of weight there. So I don't know. So let's make ourselves a little spaceship thing here. A little thing with the airplane flying around outside really loud and annoying, huh? Alright. Let's see what kind of parts we get in here. Do we have any steering wheels or anything? Oh, we got these. We got a rear prop. Okay, I got a steering wheel. And we got to have 2 hands that's sticking out. Yeah, I'm not in the mood to do this one. You know. Jay, do you have to do them? Yes, I have to. It's here. I have to participate in the festivities. So I think the best thing to do, so we're not taking off her flippers, or his flippers, I'm just going to have him stand in here like that, so I don't have to mess with it. So we have the propeller. Do we have 2 of them or just 1? Well, just 1. That's lame. Lego. I'm going to stick this here. Do we have any 1x1 plates? I've got lamp holders. I mean, we don't have a lot of parts to work with. Well, let's just try to cobble up something here that fulfills this thing's needs. Yeah, these kind of get to be the same old story all the time. They're just more or less, you got the bare minimum of parts to make anything work, just enough to get you going. And I kind of feel like when I'm doing stuff like this, my mind is being stifled. Like I don't have enough creativity because I see things differently than what I got here. Most people do not have every part like I do, but what am I saying? I don't even have all those parts. They show the arms here. Maybe we'll put them there. Oh, we don't want that. Yeah, but sometimes you can tell, like, I'm just not in the mood to do a set. And yeah, this is one of them. It's like, okay, how do I get this done real quick so I can go and move on to something fun? Well, that's not going to do any good. I have another piece I can raise that up there. I want to keep enough space in here so she can sit down. But I don't know. We're just going to kind of piece this one together. I don't want to, like I said, I don't want to spend all day working on this when I want to do something else. These educations, these are just bare bones, bare minimum. They're not even, they crumble apart real easily. I'm going to say the build quality in this is already at a 9. Just, you know, like what do you do with all these parts? I mean, can I stick that there to hold that down? No, because I don't have enough 1x2 plates. I got jumper plates. Oh, I got these. I guess I could shove those in there. Jay, are you even trying? I'm trying. I just see it differently in my mind than what I got here. But at least they give you a little bit extra parts where you can kind of explore things. But well, you know what? I'm going to pop this out. Hey, at least it comes with the brick separator. Well, no, I can't even do that. You know why? They just, yeah, there's just not a whole lot to do with this. I mean, they gave you just some crummy parts to build with this time. I mean, that fits there, but I got this hole. Well, let's just use this plate here. I got one more. Then I can level it off with this. And then stick this here. Here. If you like these educational sets, let me know in the comments. Persuade me, change my mind on how they're better. Okay, it doesn't fit there. Yeah, Jay, you don't sound too fun. You don't sound like you're having a good time. Not really. Oh. You know, these get to be the same old thing after a while. We got a steering wheel. Now, how do you attach the steering wheel to something? You got a jumper plate. Maybe that. Well, yes, we're going to be crumbling. I'm going to say the build quality in this is bare minimum. I'm going to give it a 9. Just, I'm having pieces flying off. It's just, I'm used to building stuff with unlimited parts, and here I'm kind of been restricted back down to limited. Well, I could put these here to kind of fortify that up a bit. Oh, we got an instrument cluster. Okay, well, we got to have that, but how would you attach that? I kind of wish Lego would make these with studs so you can put these on there like that. I've always wished they did. We got the hinge plates, but I got a place for the steering wheel, but how would you attach this? There's no other way to do it. Well, I got this. Then we have the steering wheel here. So, I mean, it's not going to be very comfortable viewing, but yeah. Then we have the rear propeller. We'll put that back there. And then we have, okay, I could fit a whole brick in there. The question, oh yeah, I was going to say, do I have a brick to shove in there? Yes, I do. See, it's bare bones, bare building. You're looking for someone with a lot of parts. This set has a lot of parts, but all these other educational sets, I've been messing with the same bland colors. The colors are getting kind of to me after a while. And then we got the back of the seat here. We'll just set that like that. Then we have a shovel that comes with this, and we got some antennas. We might be here for a while to work on this. Yeah, I can't even get that in there. Yeah, parts are just falling off. I think this one's just going to get just bare minimum, bare bones build. And yeah, if you're looking for something with a lot of creativity, yeah, this set doesn't have a whole lot of it. Okay, I'm just going to shove them in any way I can. I'm kind of getting frustrated here. It's going to create a little drag. Maybe those are the brakes. I don't know. All right. Well, there's that. Put the slope back on the front. Yeah, this thing feels like it's ready to fall apart. We haven't even done the claws in the front yet. Better hold on to that. I don't want that flying apart. I mean, yes. Yes. You do not have a lot of parts here to work with. Well, that only goes so far, does it? Well, we can't put that in. Let's use this one here. Or you know what I can do is just rotate these. Get in there. Oh my goodness. Can't make it any stronger with the minimum amount of parts. Boy, those things are stiff. You know what I would love to say right now is some very bad words, some very colorful language on this. I really would, because it's just flaking apart. And I don't want to spend like an hour working on one build that, and I'm going to be honest with you, where's the set going to go when I'm done? Right in the parts bin. All the other educational sets I never saved. I just tossed them in a bin and said, here you go. You're going in for parts. Because these are just not... See, I can't even get it to do like this. These are supposed to be bending in like that. Unless I turn these, which I may have to. Jay, just give up. Throw in the towel. I'm about to. Let's do it like that then. That's all it wants to do is crumble apart like a crumb cake. Which doesn't sound like a bad idea. Nice yummy crumb cake. No, pound cake time. I'm going to pound this thing in with my fist. Oh, you know what? I'm going to rip that out. Shove this in here. Now we have the pooper scooper. Sorry if you can't see what I'm doing. You're not seeing a whole lot here, just me failing at this. They give us some extra tiles, so we'll just do this here. All right. I've already spent 12 minutes on this. Hold up. Okay, sorry about that. I had a text message coming in. I had to look at it there. At least I had the phone on mute. All right. And I think the easiest thing to do now is kind of decorate the arms up as best we can. So I'm just going to shove these here as ways to pick things up. You know what? I'm going to take that slope out of the back and just shove this back there. It's for helicopters, but we'll just pretend like this thing is a... You know, this thing here is just a big old turd, and I think this is supposed to be like water. But today it's going to be the little things to cover the studs up with. Now, like I said, you can come up with your own idea with this, but now I got a way to pick up. I would really love to drop an F-bomb right now on this. That's how exciting I'm having fun with it here. This one here moves very freely. This one's very stiff. Like, I can barely move this one. I think it's their quality control. Yeah. Bare minimum. I have no way to attach that too. Maybe I can. Just have to pop it all apart. I sound very bored. This is not the most exciting thing. Some people are tired of hearing me complain about it. Well, build one of these and you tell me how you feel. I mean, you don't have to use all the parts, but this one moves pretty freely, but this one is so stiff. So I don't know what's going on here. I think that's about best as we're going to do. And I think I'm ready to drop this down to an 8. I'm tired of whacking off parts and things disintegrating every time I touch it on these. So I think you're supposed to float in here and grab these and stuff. You can honestly tell versus a set that I really enjoy versus a set I have to do. Yeah, this one here I have to do, and I'm not having fun. I'm going to be honest, a lot of kids are not going to spend a lot of time with this. This is probably like a one and done deal. After that, they throw it in their bin and they're finished. Now, will this fit in here? Would he fit in there? No, with the flippers. He cannot fit in there. Or she. Because I got the shovel thing in the way. We might be here for 30 minutes because first off, we're limited on parts. And yeah, what do you do with the shovel now? I don't have any more holders. Or you know what? Here, put the shovel in there and call it a day. Let's put it in the one that moves. If you're really thinking about getting this for your kids, make sure they're really interested in this, because as an adult, I think you're supposed to take off the flippers to make them stand in there. Yeah, because they show that he's sitting inside there. So I think just taking off the flippers, we'll worry about that later. I think that's good enough. So then this thing can go over here and scoop up the poop so we can take samples. That's exactly what we're doing. We're picking up the poop under a magnifying glass. Let's see what kind of nasty things are in there. But we don't get to build that because there's not enough parts to build the computer. Oh, this one's boring today. And I got extra pieces I could have filled that up with, but this is what we have remaining for the experiment. And yeah, this one here wasn't like the ski slope, where it was a little more interesting. This one was just kind of just bare bones, boring, and that's what we have remaining. Okay, let's set this behemoth up. That means I can get 2 of these out of the way. So, for something like this, I don't think I need to drop the tripod down all that much, just because we're going to be floating up here. This one was just, maybe I just wasn't interested in it. It was more or less like, let's hurry up and get it done so we can move on, because, you know, I have a mind of a child in a way with my disabilities and stuff. But if it couldn't keep my interest, do I think this is going to keep the interest of a child? Do I honestly think? No. I'm going to be dead honest with you. If I was a kid and got this as a gift, I'd just be like, oh, okay, thanks. Build it real quick, toss it in the bin, and be done with it. It was... the walrus wasn't too bad. Excuse me, this would have made a good little creator set, but the rest of it's just kind of... it just wasn't exciting enough. I just found that this one was more of a drag than anything else. It just... I don't know. I think we're ready for the formal experimentation, huh? I think that's the best thing. You know what I need to do, though, is pop this little guy out first. Kind of just... keep these down like that. It looks more like a crab than anything else. But you know what? There we go. Now we'll get into the... let me get everything set up here right. Let's get into the formal tour. Moving on to the second experiment, which involves a mama and baby walrus. But first we're going to take a look at our minifigure. Looks like he's ready to go with a torch, some kind of gauge, and flippers. It's got the oxygen tanks, and yes, double-sided head. Even cool, huh? And in addition to that, we do have a baby walrus. Moving on, we have the mama walrus, and this is the part where you have to build here up to this point. Now the solve is the flippers. She's supposed to hold her baby. Okay, so how do we do that? You know, with these stubs here, she can't hold on to her or him, so you have to kind of make like a little container there to fold up, and you just drop your little guy right in there like that. Now this thing says it's supposed to stick straight up. I don't know if I'm doing something wrong or not, but this doesn't stick up. You know, she kind of just flops down like that. And of course, if she wants, she could do a backflip. Oh, the baby didn't fall out. Maybe I did do it right. Oh, no, we got to be careful. We're dropping the baby. Oh, no. Here, be careful next time. And that's pretty much what the experiment or the solve is. I mean, it wasn't too exciting. And then for the event, you have to make a scuba diving thing here with a pooper scooper, because we got to pick up all the poop down here, the baby poop. So we got to put him in here. Oh, his visor fell off. Build quality on this one here is very minimal, so be very careful. This is probably one of the worst ones I've ever had to build, because parts will fall off. Be very careful with it. So this is my contraption here that I built with the shovel, and as you can see, it's not my quality of standards by any means, although it's a good inspirational piece. But yeah, I mean, and basically for the solve, you have to come over here and you take the arms. They're flexible where you can just come in here and scoop up the poop and take it back to the lab. And that's essentially what this is. And then the flippers just kind of float around in the ocean somewhere because we're littering. And yeah, that's pretty much what it is. And it's bare minimum. I mean, did the experiments work? This one here didn't work all that well. Maybe I'm missing something. I didn't do it right. That's about as best as I can ever get her to hold her baby. So I don't know, maybe I'm missing something on this one, but yeah, this one here was not that exciting. I just couldn't get into it. More or less, though, it's just basically a mama and baby walrus and how she carries her baby and how we pick up the poop.